this was that fall semester, I just got sick, like super sick, and I don't know if it's because of stress or what, but I got mono, I got strep, I got what I thought was just a rash or something, maybe a breakout on my forehead, but it turned out it was this shingles virus, and that came down over my forehead, over my eye. But when I went in for everything else that was wrong with me, I didn't mention it to my doctor because I thought it was just this this breakout. But then several weeks later, my eye was really red. It wasn't itchy, but it was just red, and my eyesight was kind of weird. So I went to the health center on campus, and the nurse there, eliminated the possibility that it was pink eye because it wasn't doing any of the normal pink eye, gunky stuff. So she sent me to an ophthalmologist, and they determined that it was some shingles or a herpes-related rash, and so they put me on a antivirus eye drop, and so I was on that for years. But my vision never improved. So it was just, they determined, well, you've just got this corneal scarring, but they weren't able in Phoropter to ever get it to refract better. So I just figured it was just not correctable, and so for 16 years I had just really unbalanced vision, and so at night it was like that eye would dry out really badly. It seemed it would dry out a lot faster than my right eye, and I would get this really bad halo effect, especially in rainy weather, and so I hated driving at night. I hated driving at night when it was raining because it was just so hard to see. I still did it, I just didn't like doing it. But yeah, so then I started getting migraines, and my neurologist thought, well, if they're being treated by close work, perhaps, she's like, you're a little early for getting presbyopia, but perhaps, maybe that was it. So she said, go to someone who can test your eyesight. So, 16 years later, here I am, and no signs of presbyopia, thank goodness, because I don't want to know what that prescription is going to look like. But we have found, or you all have found, evidence of this severe astigmatism, which was caused by that corneal scarring so many years ago. And we've been able to correct it with these awesome lenses and frames, and I'm just really, really happy and relieved that I can basically see again, and I don't have most of those issues anymore.
So Megan spent 16 or so years with one eye that saw relatively clear and one eye that saw relatively blurry. So when we were able to wake up and create better vision in her left eye, both eyes were able to work better together, which led to better quality of vision, better depth perception, and better overall visual function, which she was lacking. And when she was lacking that affected her ability, her comfort when she was biking, her comfort when she was reading up close. So whenever you have two eyes functioning better, or functioning equally, they work better together, and the overall visual experience is better for the patient.
So now that I have this balanced vision, I feel like, I don't know, this is anecdotal, but it does seem that I have fewer migraines, and of course that's getting treated medically as well. But I can read for longer. The close work doesn't bother me so much. I don't have to actually cover my eye to do work, especially when I'm getting tired. When I'm out on rides, I don't have to, I think I had adapted and adjusted a lot, but I don't worry so much about things coming from the left side, because that's the eye that was affected. I don't have to worry about things coming from my left eye. My field of vision is just more complete and more balanced, I think, and that's just really nice. So when I'm doing activities, when I'm reading, just it's more whole, and it's been a good adjustment.
Over the last few years, the physicians in town, or it's been general knowledge that herpes is increasing and becoming more common in people that are 40 and younger. So we've seen a little bit more of that in general. And in Megan's case, the herpetic infection affected the side of her face as well as the cornea. It affected the curvature of the cornea and created some scarring. So Megan unfortunately had 16 years where she's had to deal with this. And we were fortunate enough to, with the technology with corneal topography and a nice accurate refraction, we were able to correct her vision to 20/25, which is almost close to normal. Now, because that prescription was such a strong prescription, we weren't able to prescribe that full amount, so we had to give it to her in increments, and she had about 4 units of prescription change. And I'm fortunate enough to have a fantastic optician that was able to work with me and work with the patient to figure out what she could adapt to initially, and then sequentially adapt to over multiple changes over multiple years. Better lens 1 or 2?
2.
Better 2, 3.
3.
3.